Reasons why he loses interest once you show yours. 1. You're trying too hard to win him over. There is no greater turn-off than desperation. Trying to win a guy over is never a good strategy and rarely works. This is why I'm sure you've noticed that the guys who seem to fall for you the hardest and quickest are the ones you aren't so interested in. It's because you're not trying to impress them, you're not really doing anything. When you see a guy as a prize to be won, it puts you in agenda mode. Your agenda is to win him over, that is your goal, and you measure every interaction with him in terms of whether it takes you closer to or further from this goal. You can't just be present and connect with him. You're weighing everything you say. You're writing and rewriting texts and sending them to your girlfriends for approval before sending them to him. When you're in this headspace, you can't form a meaningful connection. You also diminish your own sense of worth by placing him so high above you. He's just a person, not a deity. Sure, when we like someone we are on our best behavior, but you know when it starts to go too far. If you have to force things, or if you try to act like what it is you think he wants, then you're trying too hard and you need to rein it in. 2. He was never that into you in the first place. Don't mistake flirtation and a little bit of attraction for all-out interest. Or maybe he is interested in you, but it just isn't enough to sustain a relationship. Usually, it's a case of he likes you, he just doesn't like you enough. It looks like he's losing interest, but he really was never in that place of liking you enough to want a full-on relationship with you. And that's okay. That's not a loss. The right guy for you is a guy who wants to be with you. If he doesn't want to be with you, then he's just not the right guy for you, and you're free to explore other options. It's also important to note that if a guy really likes you, he won't be turned off by little things you do or say. If a guy is put off by your overuse of emojis, then he just was never into you enough from the start, so don't beat yourself up with what you could have or should have done differently. 3. He realized you're not compatible. Chemistry is not enough to sustain a relationship. You need to be fundamentally compatible. No one likes to talk about this, though. We're told that love will find a way, love conquers all you need is love. Not true. You also need to be compatible. Maybe you follow your heart, so you turn a blind eye to the incompatibilities, so it feels like he's losing interest when he's really making a smart, practical decision. 4. You commit too quick. A lot of women make the mistake of diving straight into a relationship way too soon and acting like his girlfriend before anything has been made official. Doing this puts way too much pressure on him and the relationship, and it isn't even a relationship yet. You can't put pressure on something that doesn't even have a foundation to stand upon yet. You are single until you are in a relationship. If he hasn't made it explicitly clear that you're his girlfriend, then you are still a free agent, so go ahead and do as you please. Don't make the mistake of acting like his girlfriend in the hopes of proving how great you are. Doing that will backfire and will just make him comfortable with how things are, and he will have no motivation to change anything. If a guy really likes a girl and senses he'll lose her unless he steps up, he'll step up. If he's on the fence or wishy-washy, it's either because he doesn't think she's doing anywhere or because he's not into her enough. 5. You're choosing the wrong men. If you keep choosing guys who can't or won't give you what you want, then you'll never get what you want. If he doesn't want to be in a relationship right now, or is ambivalent about his feelings toward you, or he's just a selfish, immature guy who can't be an equal partner in a relationship, then just move along. Don't swoop in and try to save him or fix him. This never ends well. I understand that you and him have crazy chemistry. Side note, the chemistry you feel with a guy you can't have is made up mostly of the anxiety and fears he arouses within you, punctuated by shots of elation and validation when he acts loving toward you, that he has all these qualities you want in a man, that it's so hard for you to find guys you actually like. But if you stay in this situation, you're just wasting your time, and you're going to come out of it a little more broken, jaded, and wary of men. Don't take it personally, it's probably not you. I know about this all too well, because for many years I would go after guys who not only didn't commit to me, but couldn't commit to anyone. And my experiences lead me to one definitive conclusion: just say no to the damage cases. 6. Your vibe is off-putting. Your vibe is essentially what determines how attractive you are. Your mood equals your vibe. A vibe is something created within that radiates outward. If you're stressing and obsessing over the relationship and playing emotional detective to figure out how he feels, he will feel it. Worrying about the relationship like this activates your fears and insecurities. You're worried he won't reciprocate your feelings, and this is terrifying to you because he has come to represent something bigger than just being a by you, like he now is in control of your sense of self-worth, so of course, you're terrified of losing him. It's not pleasant to be around this kind of energy. And this isn't new age talk, we all can pick up on energies. Even babies can pick up on energies. This is why the guys you aren't into or are lukewarm about are drawn to you, because you don't think about it, you don't stress over anything, you're just being you. Men fall in love based on how they feel around you. If he feels pressured, there is little room to feel anything else because the pressure suffocates the life out of any attraction or interest that was there. The best relationship advice is to focus on your internal state rather than on making him feel a certain way about you. 7. You don't connect with who he truly is. It's very easy to fall in love with the idea of who someone is. He's handsome, smart, charming, smart, etc. But that list can describe millions of people. What is it you like about him? What makes him unique and special? What do you know about him that you can't discover from his social media accounts? It comes down to this: can you connect to him at his core? Do you see who he truly is? This is the kind of woman who stands out from the rest. This is what makes a man look at you in a different light. Are you just checking boxes off a list, or are you genuinely interested in building a meaningful connection? Are you seduced by the mask he wears in public, or do you see beneath the mask to the man he truly is? No man wants to feel like he's filling a slot that any other guy could occupy. He wants to feel chosen because of how great he is, not because you want a boyfriend and he's good enough for the job.